And joining. And it is my promise to you that this investment of time will definitely be worth your while. I shall do my best to make this investment of time worth your while. I would like to request you to share with us in the chat if you are joining the session of Mindful Living for the first time. If you are someone who is joining the session of Mindful Living for the first time, please type FT in the chat box. Is there anyone who is joining us for the first time? Anuj, is this your first time with Mindful Living? All right, friends, let us know. I'll take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Ashish Kumar, and I'm the founder of Mindful Living. I started Mindful Living in 2018. Prior to that, I worked in the corporate sector for over 25 years in senior management roles with various Indian and multinational companies. Mindful Living is a very successful training, coaching, and consultancy company. We have over 50 corporate clients, which include bluest of the blue chips in India. And we have conducted over 300 sessions for employees in these corporates, helping them become healthier, wealthier, and happier. It is our mission to help 1 million corporate professionals lead healthier, happier, wealthier lives. The session today is a part of the Mindful Living community, which we started at the onset of COVID in April 2020. A few friends got together to practice mindfulness to deal with the stress that the first lockdown was causing them. They found benefit in practicing mindfulness. It helped them reduce their stress, anxiety. One thing led to the other. And today we have become a group of 3,000 people who connect regularly for practicing mindfulness, application of mindfulness in our daily lives. The session today is being organized as a part of our community initiative, like I mentioned, and it is our promise that every session of Mindful Living will improve your quality of life. The session today on coaching is being organized on the occasion of Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is celebrated to appreciate the role the teachers play in our life, the gurus play in our life. Guru literally means dispeller of darkness. And I have been blessed to work with and learn from very great masters, Sean Fargo being one of them. He's an ex-Buddhist monk based out of California and the founder of mindfulnessexercises.com. I got certified as a mindfulness meditation teacher and coach from him in 2019. And I still remember his words when he was certifying me. He said, Ashish, go out and teach mindfulness meditation to people. There are so many people in the world who need it. And that's been a fascinating journey. I also got certified as a trainer by Mr. Blair Singer, who's a world-renowned trainer and also a rich dad advisor to Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Some of you who are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, he's the author of a best-selling book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad and worth $650 million. Lastly, I would like to appreciate Mr. Marshall Goldsmith, who is renowned as one of the foremost management thinkers, one of the widely considered as the #1 executive coach in the world. I had an opportunity to undergo leadership development and executive coaching program with him recently. He is also the author of best-selling book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, in which he talks about how he helps successful leaders become better. Earlier, the perception used to be about coaching is for people who are struggling, but over the last 30, 40 years, due to the work that has been done by leading coaches, it is widely recognized that all successful people have utilized the services of a coach to better their success in lives. And this is not only from today, even in the earlier times, if we look at Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was a coach to Arjun, who helped him deal with the very difficult situation which Arjuna was facing on the battlefield, which is like the workplace that we have today. Chandragupta Maurya had Chanakya as his coach. So from times immemorial till today, successful people have relied on coaches, sportsmen, politicians, successful business people have all used the services of coaches to become better. The session today is specifically targeted at people who are working in the corporate sector, who want to increase their income and become more successful at their workplace. If you're somebody who has got great potential, but your income and success is not happening as per your market value, but you're committed to doing something about it, then this webinar is definitely for you. In the next 45 minutes, we will see how to turn your expertise to get you what you want, even if you have been stuck at the same level for many years. How you can become a courageous and confident leader in any situation, especially in meetings with upper management and clients, even if you call yourself an introvert. How can you increase your income by 30 to 60%, even if your current company does not have growth opportunities? How can you achieve all this without having to work long hours, playing office politics, or even getting an expensive MBA, and instead create a joyful, harmonious environment for you, your family, and everyone around you? It is my promise to you. If you stick with me, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process to walk towards a high position of SVP or director, get recognition, and double your income. All this may seem far-fetched or scary right now, but as you go through the entire presentation and hear stories and testimonials from my clients, you will realize that this path to reach high income and position is not only possible, it can also be very simple. Let's stay focused on what is the most important matter in your career. Please turn off all your phones, put them on silent, and take out pen and paper to take notes. We'll be taking question answers towards the end of the session. So please note any questions that you may have in your notepad, and also write down the important information that I'll be sharing in the presentation today. If this is somebody like you, please type me in the chat box. If you are stuck in the same role without any promotion for several years, and you're frustrated to see less qualified people get promotions after promotions, even if you are the one who's doing a lot of work. Are you seeing a lot of people on LinkedIn becoming VP, SVP, and you have no idea how they are doing it? If you feel you are drastically underpaid because many people with half of your experience are getting double of your salary. If any of this resonates with you, please type me in the chat box. Do you find it hard to speak up, share your ideas, or stand up for yourself and your opinions? Do you experience deep pain because you're not able to go further ahead in your career, and your true potential is not being used and you feel time is running out? Do you see all this causing you immense personal pain, immense emotional pain, and impacting your personal life, at home, your relationships? You may be working too hard, too many hours, but still not getting anywhere. So if some of this resonates with you, please type me in the chat box. Friends, let me share a good news with you. that the real problem is that you have not made the shifts that you need to make. Once you make the shifts that I talk about, you will unleash your inner power, destroy all your limiting beliefs, and push through the manager, VP, director levels faster than you thought possible. You will start showing up at meetings way more powerfully and with confidence, and your boss and colleagues will notice that there is something different about you. Once you make the shift, you will start getting bigger responsibilities, raises, bonuses, and finally start getting 70 lakhs to 1 crore income that you aspire for. You will be able to take dream luxury vacations, fund your kids' college education, fund your retirement plan, get time to play with your kids, go on dates with your spouse. And you may be wondering, who am I and why am I talking this? I'm a career progression and transition coach. I help people become successful while reducing stress in their lives. I'm a qualified cost accountant and an MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, Pune, a topper of my class. And I've worked with leading organizations, which include companies like Xerox, where I qualified for the prestigious Grand Slam contest, which is when you perform at the top for 4 consecutive quarters. And this is not an easy task considering that it is a very competitive organization. I worked with Tata AIA Life Insurance, where I joined as a branch manager and rose to the position of national sales manager using the strategies 5-step process that we are going to be sharing today. In Future Generali, I had a zonal CEO role where I handled large team of 800 employees. And in Marsh, India, I had a team of which 60% got promoted in about 2.5 years time that I worked with them. So I have experience working in a fast-paced environment, growing very fast, handling very large teams, and handling multi-million-dollar businesses and getting my teams promoted. So the reason I'm sharing all this is with you because I have got the relevant credentials for you to invest your next 45 minutes with me and listen to the 5-step process that I'm going to be sharing about, which works for me, which has worked for me and for all my clients. As I mentioned, I worked in a very fast-paced business environment, which is true for most of the corporate professionals. And many people I worked with were buried in anxiety, panic, and overwhelm. But I also saw that there were some people who were very different. Even they were working in the same system, same team, same boss. They operated very effectively under stress and became super successful. I watched them being stress-free, leaving their office at 6 p.m. and still managing to be favorite amongst people in power. I watched them grow from tiny cubicle in the corner to director level position in just a few years. If you know people like that, please type in the chat box. Thank you for sharing, friends. I observed these high achievers very closely and saw what they were doing. I noticed that there was something very different about how these successful people managed their emotions under pressure, how they presented themselves, and how they spoke, what they spoke. And I realized that there were 5 things these superstars were doing, which everybody else was not doing. And as I start implementing those 5 shifts, my growth saw a jump, and I got several promotions like I mentioned earlier. In case you would like to know what this 5-step process is, please type 5S in the chat box. Friends, if you're curious to know what this step is, thank you, Anil. Thank you, Puneet. Thank you. Thank you, Manojji. Thank you, Ashmita. Let's see. Thank you, Santosh.
I believe some connectivity issue. Just give us like a minute to fix this.
Yeah, hello everybody. This is Dr. Nupur Agarwal. I am Ashish's colleague. So while we are waiting for Ashish to rejoin us, it'd be nice to see some faces. If you can switch on the camera and probably share with us what led you to join us for this coaching call. Has anybody has an experience with working with coaches, or what are the areas perhaps where we are struggling with? So any thoughts, any interaction? It'll be lovely to understand what all of us are here for today.
So I think, Nupur, most of the people, hi, how are you?
Hello, lovely to see you, Siddharth.
Hi. I think most of the people who struggle, specifically people who are at middle management level.
Right.
Okay. So what I see is, I've got around 18 years of career now. Okay. So what I normally see is, time management is one issue which most of the people face. Second, an issue which people face is, today the youngsters who are coming as a fresher, okay, they, more than the career, they see basically seek more into, financial this thing, financial growth. So, stability in the organizations is a big issue. So you hire people, you train people, and then you see attrition that happens because, there is no end to, giving hikes and all. So I think those are the two challenges that people mostly face. I think most of the organizations have that. I think IT, insurance, all those companies which have done quite well during the pandemic. I think all those companies are now struggling for that.
Yeah, that's a very, very insightful observation, Siddharth, and you're very right. It's a challenge to retain talent because people are always looking for greener pastures, and that sense of stability is missing in recent times. And yes, I'm sure Ashish will discuss at length with us, what's causing that and how can we override these challenges in our organizations. Yeah, thank you, Siddharth, for sharing. That was very insightful. Yes, Manojji, please share.
Happy morning to you.
Happy morning to you, sir. Ashish, lovely to have you back. We were just having a small discussion of
Please go on, and I'll finish your conversation, and then I'll resume.
Yeah. I think we are good. Anybody has any comments? Please share it in the chat, and we'll come back and resume our discussion.
One of the things to learn from Ashish is to always smile.
Thank you, Siddharth.
That is the first thing in the 5 shift I suppose.
Very inspirational indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. That's my beautiful wife, and we just went through this. So the first step in the 5-step process is to demand high position from ourselves. And what does high position mean? It means at least a VP, SVP, or director level in your organization. And you might be wondering, there is this little voice inside us. Why should somebody give me such a high position? There are so many people I am competing against, or I don't have the skills, or I don't have enough experience, this feeling of not being good enough. Why should people give me such a high position? So let's address that first. there's this voice, that stupid voice inside us, which is which stops us from claiming our glory. But there is also another voice, which is the voice of our inner leader, which tells us that there is more that is possible, and that is the voice which is prompting you to join this webinar and to stay connected in this webinar. So I would urge you to listen to that voice of inner leader and start demanding that high position from yourself, and declare that start feeling like an SVP or a director, start feeling like that. And that's when you start seeing that the magic happens, and then new source of excitement and confidence opens up with you. I had an opportunity to meet Mika Singh, and he says that in the initial years, he was the one who used to say that I sing very well. He used to like his own songs. And that is the point I would like to make with yours. He said that this thing exactly. If I don't like my own songs, why should anybody else like my songs? So if we don't have confidence in ourselves, our ability to be a SVP or director, why should somebody else have that confidence in us? So it's about demanding high position ourselves. And the problem with aiming, most of the times, and I also, that includes me, at times I would just aim for the next level promotion, but just aiming at the next level promotion does not really inspire us to think big. It, on the other hand, kind of traps us in a low, doubtful level thinking. And, we find ourselves caught up in the rat race, competing with other people. But when we start demanding a high position from ourselves, that internal machinery of inspiration starts. You feel different. You think differently, and you act differently. That's the big difference. That's what happens. And once you start feeling, thinking, and acting differently, it gets noticed by your boss, by your skip level people, and it takes you out of the rat race with your peers. You start focusing on high value work that gives better results, and all of that gets noticed by the upper management, and you start getting more high quality work, and the low quality work starts going to other people. The work does not feel like work anymore, because this is something you are good at, something you excel. So that burnout doesn't happen. But you may feel that I have already spoken about my promotion to my boss, even my boss's boss to the skip level, but it's not working. And you are right. That's why you need to make the second shift, which is to get a mentor. You're right, asking for a promotion doesn't work. It's the wrong way. In fact, it reduces the chances of getting a promotion, because your boss feels that you're nagging him. Every time you see him, give me promotion, and he starts feeling, very defensive about it. And then how does he deal with the situation? He starts giving you excuses that you are not ready for the promotion. If that has happened to somebody, some of you, please type me or I in the chat box. And, then you start feeling resentment towards your boss, saying that he doesn't care for me. You start thinking, why should I bother? Your motivation goes down, confidence goes down. You try asking your skip level for a promotion, but that also doesn't work. Even if you get time with him for a quick conversation, then everything is forgotten. I'm sure it has happened to some of you basis the remarks that we are getting in the chat. And even, that feels very frustrating, especially when you're doing great work, working long hours and getting good ratings, but not getting promoted. And the reason for us to understand, the most important thing for us to understand is that we get promoted not for the reasons we want to get promoted. We get a high position because they want it for their reason. So this is very important for us to understand, that they don't give us a promotion for our reason, they give us a promotion for their reason. And this is a very subtle difference which we need to understand. That's why none of the usual ways work. I am smart, I am working hard, I am ambitious, I want to grow my career. All this doesn't work because this is my reason, not their reason. That is why it becomes very important for us. Just a minute. Have get a career mentor and have a different kind of conversation with your career mentor who can fast track your career. Mentor is somebody who is in a position of power in your organization, who has a vested interest in the success, in your success for career growth. It's simple. Only thing we need to do is position ourselves in a manner that also benefits them. And, boom, everything else changes. The mentor becomes your advocate, and they give you the power, visibility, and opportunity that you need to get promoted. All of this can happen to you, definitely. You may be wondering, why does this work? Why should anybody help you? And the reason is very simple, because we as human beings are selfish. We help others if it is in our interest. That is why our clients who work with us quickly figure out what was not working before for them. And as soon as they start changing some of these things, their techniques, then things start working out for them. Another reason why mentorship works is because the mentors themselves have benefited from the mentorship in their growth years. So they're very keen to return the favor. Another reason is that a lot of senior leaders in the organization have a performance appraisal criteria, which is to develop future leaders, to identify rising stars, to help them and promote them. So this is the reason when our clients reach out to their boss's boss, the skip lead, they get pleasantly surprised by the help and support they are getting, because the mentor is working to pave their way. And if you're worried that your boss will not like it, don't worry. All of this is done in a manner in our coaching conversations where we will coach you, we'll do role plays with you, where you can have these conversations with your seniors in your organization. This needs to be done in a very systematic and structured manner. So please don't initiate these conversations without proper coaching help, because you may not get a second chance. And this leads me to the third step in the coaching process, which is developing executive presence. Some people find it very difficult to speak up in meetings, especially when their bosses and upper management are present. That is because our brain is hardwired to think a lot about the fear of failure. You know the solution, but you stop from sharing it because you fear what will happen if something goes wrong. And all this thinking is costing you too much. It's stopping you from sharing your ideas. I'm sure it must have happened to you that the ideas you had in mind, somebody else in the meeting shared and walked away with all the claims, with all the kudos and recognition, and you start feeling inferior and your confidence goes down. This is not the time to think too much. The career growth comes to those people who make quick decisions, take action, and present their ideas in front of the right people. If we keep thinking too much, then we land up with failure and keep missing success. But there is a way to break this, and by developing executive presence, it means thinking, listening, and talking like an executive leader in charge. It means commanding one-on-one conversations, meeting and presentations. It means making people feel that you are totally ready for high position. It does not matter how confident and courageous you are behind your computer monitor. For career growth in leadership roles, what matters is how confident and courageous you are in front of the people, especially upper management, because that's when they see you. You must showcase your accomplishments, be able to articulate value, and bring to the table and answer challenging questions confidently. If you can't do that, you will never be given leadership roles. I'm sure you would have met people who feel that I'll not talk about my accomplishments. I'll let my work do all the talking. But friends, your work is not a person. It can't speak for itself. You need to speak up. You need to be vocal in meetings, express your ideas, and stand up for yourself. The conventional way of achieving success is to work long hours, try and become indispensable to the organization, take control, sacrifice personal life, and be competitive. Fight for your promotion, try to grab power, play office politics, be pushy, read books, and gather endless certifications. These are very short-term kind of unreliable ways, and they cause more harm than good. Working long hours and working hard means that more work gets pushed to you, causing burnout. Trying to take control creates pushback and resentments from your colleagues and boss. And sacrificing personal and family life simply destroys you and your family's happiness. I'm an MBA myself. Surely it helps me in doing my business. But I also remember one of my bosses telling me, he was a very senior, successful professional who rose from the position of peon in the organization to a very high level. And he said, if you want to promotion, keep your MBA on the side and listen to me. MBA is Master of Business Administration. It is not a Master of Career Administration. And that is why it has got its limitation in pushing our career progression. Developing EP is like learning to ride a bicycle. If we can't practice it, it's very difficult to develop it just by reading about it or watching YouTube videos. You need to get on the cycle to develop it. And initially, you need to do this in a safe environment under the guidance of experts.
Ashish, sorry to disturb.
Yes.
What does EP stand for? I just missed out somewhere.
Executive presence, Siddharth. Thank you for asking that. Executive presence is a practical, logical way to gain control over your emotions and figure out the ideal emotional behavior for a situation and respond accordingly. And surprisingly, it can be developed in a short period of time with regular practice. What do you notice the second word, executive presence? It is presence, which is being fully present. Does it ring a bell? It's about being mindful. Developing EP is about being fully present. And when you start being fully present, you become transformed to a kind, loving, and compassionate person. And that reflects in your personal family life too. You become much more attentive and caring for your family, giving them full attention and bringing more joy and happiness to them and to yourself. But all of this works if you are in a fast-paced environment. Many of us tend to put limits on our own growth, and we need to be aware about how to take advantage of how the changes in the environment are taking place and be prepared for a jump. Be prepared to change your job either within the company to a different department or jump to a higher level in another organization with 30 to 60% hike in salary. What is stopping people from jumping? The market is hot, but it is the fear of failure. And I can completely relate to that. We all have that fear of failure and rejection. So let's fix that now. Are you interested If you are interested, please type me in the chat box, and I'll share with you one technique with which you can fix your fear of failure forever. Please type me in the chat box if you are interested in learning this technique. Thank you, Ashmita. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you, friends. So let me share with you one technique which I find very effective in dealing with fear of failure. Imagine you are playing a video game and you fail, you die. What happens? We just start the game once again, right? You might feel bad for a moment, but nothing happened to us. We didn't lose anything. We are still happily sitting in our sofa comfortably. We had some fun and we learned some new tricks, which we could possibly use next time. If, we learned new tricks. And same is with like, trying for a new job. If you don't get the job, you still have the current job. We haven't lost anything. Nothing changes. We are still comfortable in our old job. The market is hot right now. In case you are feeling that you are underpaid, you can fix it. If you are hearing that voice every day, then you must do something about it. Listen to it and prepare yourself for the jump. And there is a big, the but that comes up always. You need to have the result-driven resume ready. You need to have a professional-looking LinkedIn profile that matches the leadership role you want, and prepare for the interview, which stresses out many people. If you have a LinkedIn profile which is optimized for search, it is very easy for recruiters to identify you, and they start calling you and offering you the jobs that you like. And in case you hate writing resumes, don't worry. Hire a resume writer who will deal with your 20-page resume, give it a professional look, and you can go through with the process of preparing for the interview and focus on the party that you will give to your friends when you get that 70%, 60% hike. And the fifth step, the most important one, is to invest in coaching. Google CEO Eric Schmidt says that everyone should have a coach, and he himself has benefited a lot from coaching. He had Mr. Bill Campbell as his coach, who is widely known in the Silicon Valley as the $1 trillion coach. He coached not only Eric Schmidt, but also Steve Jobs and many other senior corporate leaders and businessmen. The old way of MBA, reading leadership books, doing all the courses just gives you enough. It is like having a 100 GB file with a map of all the roads in India. But to go from one place to another, you need a GPS system. You need leadership skills, to move up. But the advice that you get is always generic. You get information, but you don't get, to apply it in a manner that is specific to you. That is the reason you need coaching. You need a coach who can make this work for you. A typical MBA costs 20 lakhs and up to 3 years, but coaching will cost you 20 times less and will give you results in a matter of few weeks rather than years. Have a GPS system by yourself. Coaching is about having one-to-one active conversations about your thoughts, your challenges, and your goals. It is personalized advice which inspires you and supports you. A good professional coach listens to you, your special situation, and helps you develop customized strategy, helps you prepare to role plays. And most importantly, a coach brings accountability so that you actually take actions of marketing yourself, reach out to your skip level, and at the same time, start looking for a new big job. Think about what was the last time when you got a promotion, how many years you feel you are behind in your career, what's the kind of raise you got, or have been getting? And what is the gap between what you're making right now versus what you should be making? And how much money you are losing every year because you are underpaid compared to your market value? If you're not happy with any of that, and if you're sick and tired of being stuck in a stagnant career, then what you need to change is your mindset that gives you confidence. So invest in a coach, get new ideas, plan a strategy to get promoted, work with your coach. And you may be wondering, what is the return on investment that I'm going to make in coaching? For the position that you are in, friends, any amount of investment in the right kind of coaching will pay for itself multiple times in just a few months. Invest in coaching with someone who has achieved the same level of success that you are aspiring for and has also helped other people achieve the same. I would now like to share testimonials of few of my coaches. This one is from a gentleman who is a graduate of prestigious Sri Ram College of Commerce and INSEAD College, which is considered to be one of the top 10 MBA colleges in the world. And he says, Ashish has coached me through both professional and personal decisions. Ashish's years of experience in developing his own career path in corporations and now as an entrepreneur enables him to offer the acumen that professionals can benefit from. I have found it immensely helpful to have his support in navigating career moves and personal life challenges, during which time Ashish's advice and guidance helped me transition to a business school and now building a career with healthcare with Roche in Switzerland. The second testimonial is from a gentleman who is a #1 performer in his company in the country. And he says, thank you very much for your coaching and guidance in my career. I put trust in your advice to never forget. This is just their words and their English. Just never forget to do the basics and focus on doing the best you can do. I remember that drive of you can win and 7 habits of highly effective people. Because of your coaching inputs, I achieved many feathers in my life. And listen to this, friends. I have the biggest team in India, highest business in India, and also achieved the maximum in India. I have made more than 35 foreign trips to 25 countries. This one is from a lady who is a senior vice president in one of the top life insurance companies in the country. And she says, I have found the experience of being coached by Ashish extremely positive and helpful in clarifying personal goals. I am empowered and focused to bring the greatest benefit to my career development. Ashish's flexible and objective approach with the right balance of support and challenging me enabled me to see a clear path both in solving leadership issues and achieving personal development goals. And this one, friends, is by a senior HR professional who says that he had an opportunity to be coached by me. I'm blessed to be a part of his coaching program. Ashish is not only a master in mindfulness coaching, but also a great mentor in all areas of life. During the lockdown period, I lost my job and for 19 months did not have any source of income. It was really one of my challenging phase of life, which impacted my finances and health. With the help from mentoring from Ashish, I got a lot of confidence in his brilliant step-by-step guidance helped me to seek a new job opportunity. And the most amazing part was that I received a new job offer with 50% high. Friends, all of you know that when somebody has been out of job, the new job that comes is 10, 20, or 30% less than the last salary you were drawing. But because of following that step-by-step process, even though he was out of job for 19 months, he got 50% hike. He says the tools and techniques that I used to remain focused, positive, and optimistic helped him. I truly understand the importance of having a coach and mentor for success in all areas of life. A billion thanks to Ashish for his handholding and helping me achieve my goal. I strongly recommend Ashish's coaching program for success in your career. So, friends, that 50% increment is the kind of ROI that's possible when you invest in coaching, international assignments. But this works only if you take action. It's not that you pay money to a coach and he's got a magic band which he can wave and everything works magically. That my clients, all of my clients did work. They showed up with full confidence and courage and followed the steps, proven step-by-step method and took intelligent actions. For a moment, think about fully funded college fees for your children, your own retirement, which brings peace of mind and a secure future. Think about the financial freedom that it can bring to you, so that you can pursue your passions, and all of this, which you can by trusting in your capabilities and getting a coach. So, friend, that brings me towards the end of my session. As I promised with you, I have shared with you 5-step process, which is demand high position of yourself, get a skip level career mentor, develop executive presence, plan a jump, and invest in coaching, and do this with confidence. Make the strategy work for you. Friends, there are two types of people: listen, get excited, and go back to watching funny videos. In case you are the first type, please go back and watch funny videos, because the next section of our conversation is for those people who do not like to miss out on taking action when they hear a great idea. So you have a choice now whether to stay and prepare to take action. In case you feel you are an action taker, please type 80 in the chat box. If you are an action taker, please type 80 in the chat box. Thank you, Rosina. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, friends, for your responses. Thank you for having so many action takers amongst us. So now I'll share with you the coaching program that we have and how we will help you. We have set aside some time in the coming week to speak with you and share with you how you can apply these ideas to your life starting today. Whatever your biggest challenges are, we have seen it and we know the strategies to overcome them. What we will do is we'll get on a Zoom call for 90 minutes, and in that session, we will craft a step-by-step strategy to help you reach the VP, SVP, director level and hit your income goals, whether it is 50 lakhs, 70 lakhs, or 100 lakhs, and doing all this while reducing stress in your life. In today's presentation, I have given a high-level view of the strategy, but to make this work for you, we will need to customize this to yourself. So this is a rare opportunity for you to open up your mind and talk freely about your career with someone who really cares and get massive clarity in the process. This is for career professionals who want to grow their career fast. Friends, somebody asked Warren Buffett, who is one of the top 10 richest people in the world and a self-made billionaire with more than 100 billion net worth, what is the best investment? And he has made all his money by making investments in stock markets. So what is the best investment a person can make? And his response was, is that the best investment a person can make is in his own self, because that gives infinite returns. We have two coaching packages which you can choose to invest in. One is of 3 sessions, which is for 21,000 rupees. Another one for 5 sessions, which is for 30,000 rupees. What we are introducing today for the first time is a clarity coaching call, which is a single session of 1.5 hours for 9,999 rupees. And for action takers, there is a special offer just for next 24 hours. You can book this session by paying 7,499 rupees. You can Google Pay or Paytm Ruchi at this number. And this is for people who believe in themselves and are ready to work for themselves, who are interested in achieving high position while increasing their personal and family well-being. If your personal and family well-being is your number one priority, please go ahead and book your session. I work with very few selected clients, so please take this opportunity to be amongst the first few who respond so that I can, we can choose to work together. This is a limited period offer, as I said, valid only for 24 hours, next 24 hours. So hurry now. As I mentioned, I work with very few clients. Once you have made payment, please type in the chat so that we can formally welcome you to the coaching program, sharing the details once again with you. You can take a screenshot of this and keep with you. And in case you would like to make a bank transfer, these are our bank account details. Once you have made payment, our team will connect with you and we will schedule an appointment with you. And we will also share with you our template for crafting your career vision and strategy, which will become the basis for the clarity coaching call that we talk about. And friends, like always, our offer comes with 100% money back guarantee. We are 100% confident about the quality of work we do. In case you're not satisfied with the outcomes that you get, we will refund your money 100%. This session is being recorded. So, this will always be no questions asked, 100% money back. Friends, now we will pause here to hear from you, any questions or comments that you may have. So that is what we will stop here for. Thank you for being such patient listeners. Happy to take any questions or comments that you have. And while we are waiting for your questions, I'm happy to share with you that all our sessions in the month of July are dedicated to Guru Purnima. And next weekend, next Saturday, we have Dr. Nupur Agrawal taking a session on coaching. She is the most popular speaker on the Mindful Living platform and a very popular coach who helps people in the area of health and relationships. So she's going to be speaking next. And then we have some more very exciting speakers lined up for the rest of the month. Those details will be shared with you as we go along. In case you already are not a member of Mindful Living community, please feel free to join us to stay updated about the sessions, awesome sessions that we do every weekend. We are sharing the link in the chat. Please click on the link and join our community. Thank you, Deepak ji, for your comment. Happy to take any questions or sharing. Anybody wants to share anything? Happy to hear that. Siddharth, you had a question, right? You're on mute. Yeah.
No question as of now.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Nupur, anything you would like to share about your upcoming session? Thank you, Kunal. Thank you.
Do we have this chakra session tomorrow, Ashish?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
What time, ma'am?
12:30.
12:30
12:30. Okay.
India time. Yeah.
You'll we'll put you make you updated in the group. So just
Thanks.
thanks.
I think it was a wonderful session, and I think coaching and mentoring is a very key aspect of our lives today, because it's another dimension that opens up a whole universe for us to grow into and to be guided into. So
Yes.
thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing some inputs on health aspect as well next weekend. So look forward to meeting everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Nupur, and thank you everybody for joining us. We'll stay for another minute or so in case you have any questions, as we will draw the session to a close. Have a nice weekend and a wonderful remaining whatever remains of Saturday, and a wonderful Sunday. Thank you very much for taking our time and joining us.
Thank you.
And do join us at 5 p.m. next Saturday. Thank you.